All right. I guess we're getting psychological today. You know what I mean? We're getting psychological today. For the next hour or so, I will be your psychologist. And I know a lot of people don't like talking about or expressing what the real is. You know what I mean? That's why we create all of these petty images or these, or we idolize certain individuals because we see them as, we see those action as a way of escape to make things okay. You know what I mean? When they're really not. So instead of being, instead of building or speaking to somebody or a professional about it, what we do is create concepts, and we become okay with concepts. You know what I mean? It's a lot, whatever. You know what I mean? We're not gonna get that deep into it. I don't want to use my degree. I don't want to use my degree for today's live chat, so we're just gonna keep it very simple. But with that being said, I go by Lakim Golden, aka Golden Grams. Put the sauce on it. You already know I do. Yeah, man. I just came to a stunning realization about the majority of artists out there. You know what I mean? Not only DC, what's good with you, bro? Sin, what's good with you, man? Everybody coming in, share the video. Make sure you share the video. You know what I mean? Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy with your timeline. Put something on there that's not about you. You know what I mean? I could talk, right? No, but you know, my content is for you guys. But yeah. Share the video. Let's get a nice audience in here. I think they're gonna set you free. You know what I mean? I'm always saying that this one is gonna be an important live chat. Let's be real. All of them are important, so to speak. But I think this one is gonna set you free psychologically. You feel what I'm saying? Wow, I'm always so not sheltered, so to speak, but so introverted towards artists or towards individuals in their careers. Or I'm not always one to try to push everybody that comes my way asking for push. Why am I distant from what's going on, and why? You know what I mean? You want to know why? You want to know why? Because along my years of doing this, I've discovered that. Not even just doing this, along my years of existing on this earth, I've discovered that people often find comfort in temporary dreams or temporary bliss is what I like to call it. You know what I mean? Most people aren't very concerned with trying to reach the end goal or trying to reach a new level, but you become very content with staying where you are as long as you feel as if you're going somewhere, when in reality, if you had to say how you honestly felt, you know you're not going anywhere. And that's one thing I told myself I would never be a part of again, because I've been a part of it too much in my 17 years of doing this. You know what I mean? So we about to get into the real today. You feel me? I'm always trying to tell you guys how to push your music. I'm always trying to tell you guys how to market, how to promote, how to build your fan bases, how to do all of these things. But when it comes down to it, I think the most important lesson that we can all learn, no matter what you're trying to do, whether you want to be a lawyer, whether you want to do real estate, whether you want to paint houses or landscape yards and fields, or whatever the case you want to do, teacher, football player, basketball, NFL, NBA, UFC, no matter what you want to do, you got to grow yourself first. You know what I mean? Very important key factor is to grow oneself so that when the time comes, you're not living in a temporary dream, or you're not placing the emphasis on your importance to the field that you're trying to break into. You feel me? Especially with musicians, what I feel like is musicians place such a high value on themselves without realizing that with or without us, the music industry is going to thrive. It's going to thrive and it's going to exist. You feel me? So that little bit of work that you put in on a Monday morning or a Sunday night before you go to sleep or before you start working on everything else besides your music, is very minuscule. It's very minuscule, and it's a shame that most artists feel as if that 1 hour every week is going to get them somewhere virtually with their music. It's a shame that most artists feel as if the game is going to wait for them to get right with whatever they got going on. The game is going to wait for them to learn the hard way. The game is going to wait for them to go through all these BS instances of phases that musicians go through. I can name them all. You know what I mean? Just about anyway, off the top. Let me see. What are a few phases? What are a few phases that musicians go through? We go through the phase where we just want to sit in somebody's studio and feel like we're doing something. You feel me? To the point where when we start, we feel as if we're even entitled to a bunch of free stuff. You know what I mean? I'm the hottest thing out. I'm the best thing out. You need to give me free studio time because in a month worth of time, I'm gonna make both of us rich. You feel me? Or the misconception that I don't have to know how to read contracts. I don't have to know any business. All I have to do is find a manager. You feel me? Or you got a song, I got verses. Let's make a song and let's both do nothing with it. You feel me? Let's put out multiple projects, mixtapes, singles. Let's put out videos. Let's put out all of this content and not have anybody of importance listen to it. You feel me? Of course, your family and friends are important to you, but overall, it's not going to travel beyond that most of the time. You know what I mean? 99% of the time is not going to travel beyond that. So we live in a place where the majority of us have this misconception that the world is going to wait or slow down for us to catch up, or that the world is not going to find the next best thing or the person who is prepared compared to what we're doing. Like the world ain't going to find them and choose them over us every time. Every single time that you've seen an artist blow up or artists get to a point in their career where they're past what you're doing, the world chose them and not you. Every single time. You know what I mean? That's one way to look at it, and that's the best way to look at it so you can destroy this dream world that you live in. You feel me? I'm not woke. I'm not. But I find it relevant to say, or I find it relative to say, you got to get out the matrix. You got to get out the matrix of feeling so entitled, feeling so important, feeling so naturally chosen by Lord knows what. Funny thing to say, Lord knows what, right? Such a contradiction. Feeling like you're chosen by who knows what to be the biggest artist, as if that's what God put you on this earth to do. You know what I mean? You were put here to live. All right. Anything past that, it's on you. Anything past living or anything past making your way is on you. You feel me? You got all the air in the world to breathe. You got all the air in the world to breathe. You got all the resources in front of your face, whether it's hard or not to get them. But if you just sitting here using the air and the resources in ways that's not going to push you into a different spectrum with your music career, then no wonder. You know what I mean? No wonder. You got people who do this every day. You feel me? They wake up doing music. They go to sleep doing music. They wake up again, do music again, go to sleep doing it again. Compare what you're putting into that. You know what I mean? We got 11 people in here right now. 11 people. Share the video, by the way. If you haven't shared the video yet, make sure you share the video. You feel what I'm saying? It makes it a little easier to hear when it's not just you. You feel me? So let's get more people in here so I can yell at more people. You know what I mean? Let's get some more people in here so I can yell at everybody. Now I'm not yelling at you guys, man, but you know, I'm just breaking it down the way that nobody else is gonna break it down for you. You know what I mean? Because meanwhile, we all sitting here feeling like we in this world, this imaginary world where we got more people who care about our music than they really do. You know what I mean? We got people who feeling like they really got fans out here, people who feel like they can really fall back on their music when they know if they tried, it would just flop. You know what I mean? And that's the sad part. I always hate being that person to witness a flop. I've always hated being the person to witness a flop and then see the person do it again and again and not realize or not put two and two together. Like you don't know what's happening. Like you don't understand why your music flopping. Like you don't understand why you can't get to at least 1,000 views. You should know why. You know what I mean? If you don't, then allow me to give it to you. You got to grow yourself first. You know what I mean? You got to grow yourself first. Majority of people who rapping right now, they only doing it because they feel like regular life is hard. You feel me? The majority of people rapping right now only doing it because you feel like your regular life is hard. And you think rappers got it any easier. You think rapping makes life any easier. So if you doing it because you feel like you want to be rich tomorrow and there's no way for you to, you don't want to go get a job. You don't want to go to school. You don't want to do something. You don't want to do anything with yourself. And you feeling like rap is your way out. I hate to break it to you. You just made it 10 times harder for yourself to do anything. You know what I mean? You just made it 10 times harder for yourself to do anything because what's going to happen is this music industry trying to break in is going to burn you out more than anything. And now in the next 5 years, you didn't work on anything else but being insufficient at your music. You know what I mean? In the next 5 years, you're not going to have nothing to fall back on because you worked half-assed on your music for the past 5 years. So now you ain't even got no leverage in that. You weren't going to school. You didn't want to work. You know what I mean? Open your eyes, yo. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. I told you this one is going to open your eyes. This one is going to put a lot of insight on what you're doing right now. A lot of y'all ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? And I'm not telling you this to try to break you down, but I'm trying to avoid you making mistakes. I'm trying to avoid you making the biggest mistake of wasting too much time. You feel me? There ain't no telling when you blow up. You probably will blow up when you're 30. You probably will blow up when you're 35 or 40. You feel me? But that's very few and far in between. For those of you who are young right now, if you're going to do this music, do it. Do it for real, though. You know what I mean? Do it for real. But that starts with building you. That starts with growing yourself. You feel me? If you find you can't get to the studio when you want to get to the studio because lack of funds, lack of transportation, lack of whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever means that it would take for you to get to a good studio to do what you got to do, fix that first. Go get a job because rappers feel like they can't have jobs because it'll compromise their integrity as who they are. Go get you a job. You know what I mean? Go get you a job, side hustle, whatever you want to call it. Grow yourself first. Grow yourself first because we all grown here. We all grown, and I'm not about to sit in your ear telling you, yeah, just work hard, just hustle hard, just do this and that. Let's get real. Let's get real. Careers need funding. You know what I mean? Careers need funding. You need to go find you a job and you need to fund your music career because that's really the only way it's going to happen. I don't care if you're working at McDonald's. You can make something happen with that. You can make something happen with that. I don't care if you're working at the trash dump. Benefits. You know what I mean? You can make something happen with that stuff. But all this waiting for miracles or acting like we don't know where our blessings gonna come from. You feel me? You feel me? Just want to sit on our behind all day and wait for somebody else to blow up in our camp. You feel me? That's dead, yo. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Even if an opportunity did come your way, you wouldn't know how to accept it. You wouldn't know how to handle it. You wouldn't know how to handle an opportunity of somebody giving you $1 million, 500 grand for a deal. You wouldn't know how to handle that. You wouldn't know how to handle it right now. If opportunity came knocking, you'd answer the door with your pants off. You answer the door with no shirt, no pants, no shoes. You know what I mean? Your crib messy, so opportunity don't want nothing to do with you. You feel me? Opportunity don't want nothing to do with you. Put yourself in a position to where if opportunity was to knock, If opportunity was to knock, you wouldn't be embarrassed to show them your house. Put yourself in a position to where if opportunity was to knock right now, you wouldn't be embarrassed to show them your house or answer your own door. That's what it is. That's what it is. Most of you guys have opportunity. You know what I mean? And most of you guys are super talented. Most of y'all so talented, it shocks me. You feel me? It shocks me. And in another setting, I would do everything possible to try to bring a career to you. But somewhere down the line, I had to realize that it's impossible for me to bring it to you. It's impossible for me to bring opportunity to you. You know what I mean? It's impossible. You got to bring it to yourself because I could put you in front of anybody. You know what I mean? You ever wonder what my contact list looking like? You ever wonder about the people that I know and whoever, what places and this and that? You never know, right? But just maybe, perhaps, you never know what opportunity anybody could put in front of you. But for the sake of protecting their own integrity or not wasting anybody else's time, some people ain't willing to take that risk on you because they're not seeing enough yet. Some people ain't seen enough grind from you for them to say, let me call such and such, or let me call this person, or let me put you in front of this person, or link you with that person. You know what I mean? You ain't prepared for opportunity. Grow yourself first. You know what I mean? Grow yourself. To be honest with you, it's beyond this music. It's beyond this music. I'm thinking long term. When cats don't feel like doing music no more. You shouldn't have to do it if you don't feel like it. You know what I mean? So meaning that you have a successful career and you made all the money you want to make and you can just stop one day. You feel me? You made all the money that you made and you could just stop. Most of you won't have that opportunity if you keep on going about it the way you're going about it. You know what I mean? Start thinking for real, man. Start thinking for real, yo. You gotta grind. You gotta go hard. You know what I mean? If your current method of whatever it is that you're trying to do to sustain yourself with your music, if your current method ain't working, then you need to find another one. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to risk it all. You know, in reality, that may be what it takes. The thing that's holding you back the most is what you're afraid to lose. You know what I mean? Some people are afraid to lose their job, or some people are afraid to not buy that bottle. It ain't always about the job. It ain't always about the job. Sometimes it's about your vices. Sometimes it's about the things that you not willing to do, or the things that you not willing to subtract. You feel me? Human beings, we always trying to add. You feel me? We always trying to add things because we feel like addition is value. You feel me? We always feel like addition is value. We don't really know math like that. We don't know realistic math. That's what I call it. Realistic math. We always trying to add. You feel me? If the car we got ain't fly enough, what we do? We add another car. But now it's a two-door. So if the two-door ain't big enough for us to hold a family, what we do? We add another car. We add a SUV. You feel me? Now, boom. If the SUV ain't big, ain't fly enough, what we gonna do? We gonna add another, and we keep on adding. Now you got 3 cars you got to worry about. You know what I mean? 3 cars, and you felt like that was an addition to your life, but now financially you lacking. Financially you got to lack now because you added so much that you can't bear it. You added so much. What we do when one mixtape don't work? We add another one. What we do when that mixtape don't work? We add another one. What we do when that mixtape don't work? We add a video. You feel me? You see what the problem is here? You got too much to juggle. You got too much to juggle, and you're not focusing on the main things. You're not focusing on the primary things. You feel me? You're not focusing on the primary things. Primarily, that car that you're not proud of, it'll get you where you're going, and you can save money because the parts are cheaper. It's easier to work around. You can learn to fix it yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can learn to fix it yourself. That project that you dropped last year, That one that you dropped last year that didn't get over 500 views, or it didn't even get 12 downloads. You feel me? That one right there. Or that only got 1,000 views. When it's more than 1 million people out here, billions of people out here, that project that you dropped that only got 1,000 views, you can learn to push that to like 10,000, 100,000. You can learn to do that yourself. You know what I mean? But when you got so many projects out here, you can't count. You ain't keeping count of what you already got out here. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. If you ain't trying to slow down, you got to slow down. Some of y'all feel like y'all ready for the big leagues. I'm pretty sure all of y'all do. Y'all feel like y'all really ready for the big leagues. You drop one single or you drop one project and it gets lackluster results, and all of a sudden you feel like you ready for something. Y'all ain't ready. You know what I mean? You ain't ready. You ain't grow yourself enough. That's why every time an opportunity come your way, you so quick to try to tell everybody, because you ain't used to a real opportunity. You ain't used to how to manage it. Real artists move in silence. You know what I mean? An artist who's established and prepared, they move in silence. You don't catch them bragging online about the deals they got on the table, because realistically, they know they can destroy their deals that way. You know what I mean? They know you can destroy your deal if you go putting it out there before you even sign your name on the dotted line. You know what I mean? You so quick to tell everybody about nothing. We got to grow ourselves, man. We got to grow ourselves. We got to grow ourselves. You feel me? Some of you got vices. You got vices that you would rather choose those over your music career. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to go and put your last. I'm not telling you to put your last into the studio or put your last into whatever, because it should never get down to that. It should never get down to that. Don't put your last in nothing but maintaining your responsibilities, if you ask me. But if we talk about 4, 5, 6 months down the line, or 6 months before it got to that point where you had to put your last in, you've been buying bottles about every other day. You've been buying whatever stimulants every other day or all week. So when you go back and check your books, you done spent over $2,000. You know what I mean? You done spent $2,000, $3,000 on unnecessary things that you don't even got nothing to show for. You feel me? We ain't willing to give that up, but all of a sudden we feel like somebody owe us a deal somewhere. Somebody owe us a record deal. Somebody got to sit and listen to us talk about what we want to accomplish or what we trying to do. You feel me? We throw away all of our rations and we throw away our resources that we work so hard for. But when we get down on our knees, when we get down and we ain't got nothing but our last left, now we feel like we entitled to a record deal all of a sudden. When it was all good, it was all good. But now since everything going to hell, somebody owe us a record deal somewhere. Somebody owe us a record deal. Somebody owe us something. Somebody need to manage us. Somebody need to give us a little bit so we can do whatever. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Share this video. If you just came in here, share this video. I see you. Share the video. I see you. Share the video. Somebody owe us something now. You know what I mean? Somebody owe us something now. Granted, if you took that same money that you went and bought all those bottles with, all those tickets to go see other artists, all those clothes, all those cars and enhancements for your cars, when all you do is drive it to work, all you do is let it sit in the parking lot, you don't even race or nothing. If you took all that money and invested in a finance course instead. All right. If you took all that money and invested in something that you could have to show for something, you know what I mean? A piece of paper, some tangible views. You know what I mean? If you invested in a fan base or something, we can't even get that deep yet because you got to know how to. You got to know how to. You know what I mean? So for now, we're talking about investing in the knowledge or the assets. You feel me? You could invest in a lawnmower. Lawnmower don't even cost that much. At least you can keep some money coming in. Invest in a lawnmower. Get out there and tell everybody in your neighborhood, yo, I cut your grass. Boom, boom, boom. You feel me? We'll throw in yard details and all of that. You feel me? Build your clientele. Now, guess what? You got yourself a business to sustain your music career. You feel me? Now it gets to the point where you don't got to go to work every day and do what you don't want to do. You could do something that you started. You feel me? But we're not willing to give up devices. We ain't willing to give up devices. Some people ain't willing to go to work in the first place. You feel me? Most of you make good money. You make good money, but you don't want to cut the Netflix off. You don't want to cancel the Hulu. You feel me? You don't want to stop drinking. You don't want to stop smoking them cigarettes. And all they doing is going up on the price. You know why? Because they see a target in you. They see a target in you. If you keep buying them, then guess what they're going to do? They're going to raise the prices, especially in times like this when things are getting scarce. I ain't hear nobody talk about no shortage in cigarettes just yet. I ain't hear nobody talk about shortages in alcohol. You feel me? Those places are still open. They still open. Ain't no shortage in that. And guess what everybody's still doing? Running to it. Running to it. Even right now in a time where you're supposed to be scarce and you're supposed to be frugal, you still running to it. You still not focusing on your music. You still not trying to build your career or increase the contents of your mind. When everybody else is asleep. Right now, ain't no businesses are running advertisements. I'm about to tell you the game, and it may not even matter because a lot of people, this is going to go over a lot of people's heads. It's going to go over a lot of y'all heads, man. It's going to go over a lot of y'all heads, yo. Right now, ain't nobody advertising. Ain't nobody, no businesses with actual locations. They can't run ads because you can't go in there. The ones who don't have delivery, they not running ads. The rappers who have shows, they not running advertisements. So what do you think that means? That means that the cost for advertisements right now is extremely low. It's extremely low. So, and guess what everybody else is? They at home and they are going to see your advertisements. So right now is the best time for anybody who in the mud right now trying to get their career off the ground. It's the best time for you to be going to YouTube and learning how to push your career, because once things pick back up, we back where we started. You know what I mean? Advertisements gonna cost more. Everybody else gonna be doing it, and we still don't know how to do it, so we still behind, if not even more. You feel me? If not even more. What did you notice about most companies when all of this quarantine stuff started? You notice that they quickly changed their advertisements and their commercials to fit the situation. You know what I mean? They changed it to fit the situation. You know why? Because time waits for nobody. And if you still advertising about a business that ain't got that doesn't have a restaurant or doesn't have an establishment to go to, then you lost. You lost. You gotta adapt. You gotta adapt, yo. You gotta adapt. And for you guys, adapting means to grow yourselves. You feel me? No matter what your issue is with your music right now, I'm gonna keep it G with you. I'm gonna keep it G with you. And this is what you do. Honestly, no, this ain't even G. This is technical. You write down the main things that are stopping you from achieving your music career. You feel me? The sad thing would be if you didn't know what it was. The sad thing would be if you couldn't write down not one. So if you can't write down one, then that tells you what the problem is right there. You hard-headed and you're not even listening to yourself. You're not even looking at your own results and figuring out that there's something I'm doing wrong. But if you know for a fact that you're not getting as far as you like to get, first thing you need to do right now is get a piece of paper and you need to write down all the things that are stopping you from achieving your music career. You feel me? Because what we like to do, we like to hold things in our head. But then what happens? We see all kinds of advertisements. We see something funny on Facebook. We see all kinds of stuff that steal our attention. So by the time we come at our music career, we drain. We don't got enough energy. We don't got enough time to focus on our music career right now. We don't even know what we were thinking about last. You feel me? Write it down. Write it down, put it in your notes, do something. So next time it's time for you to focus on your career, you can know exactly what's holding you back. Feel me? You can know exactly what's holding you back. That's the number one question. What's stopping you? What's stopping you? You know what I mean? We have vigor, we have drive, we have dedication and determination. We got all of that, but we still not getting where we trying to go. And some of us are pushing so hard. You pushing hard. I give credit to a lot of you because a lot of y'all are really trying. You feel me? A lot of y'all are really trying, and I respect that. But to yourself individually, you got to ask yourself this. If I'm pushing, sometimes it's not what would it take or what do I need or how can I? It's not about you. It's about what's stopping you. You know what I mean? That's really the question. If you think about any artist that you could think about right now that has a large platform, but they still don't have the largest platform, what's stopping them? You know what I mean? Everybody's always asking, what can I do? Or what can I, you know what I mean? What can I? United Masters, if so, what's your take on it? I'm gonna get to that, bro. I'm gonna get to that. Everybody's always asking, what can I do? Or what am I not doing? You know what I mean? Sometimes it's about what's stopping you. What are you doing that's stopping you right now? You know what I mean? Because sometimes it ain't what you're not doing. You're probably doing everything, but you're doing more of the things that's not going to get you where you're trying to go to. So ask yourself that. What's stopping you? And write down a list of things that are stopping you, and you go and check them out one by one. You feel me? This may take a little minute, but it's a long-term goal to remove things from your life that ain't serving you no purpose, or remove things from your life that ain't helping your career. Let me see. United Masters. I'm gonna tell you like this. People talk about distribution deals all the time, right? It's funny because I see people who even have certain things or third-party services like United Masters. I see people who have those and they still talk about distribution. You know what I mean? If you want to be very, very to the point, United Masters is sort of a distribution channel for independent artists, because let's be real. If you tried to go to Apple Music right now, or if you tried to go to a label right now, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to give you no distribution deal. You know why? Because, yeah, they can put your music on Apple Music, or they can put your music on Spotify. They could put it everywhere, stores and all. But based off of the amount of money that they're going to make back, they're not going to do that. They're not even going to waste their time doing that to you. They're not going to stick their neck out for you. So what you have are third-party distribution channels like United Masters, TuneCore, DistroKid, and CD Baby. They got a few others too. You have third-party distributors who will put your music on those platforms, but they really not missing. They really not taking that as large of a risk. You know what I mean? Because they have some sorts of agreements with these companies. They'll put people's music on, whatever, you know what I mean? But here's what I say about it. As of right now, you don't have another option. You know what I mean? You don't have the option to go to Apple Music and negotiate a contract for them to put your music on here and give you 99 cents per stream. You know what I mean? Someone such as Drake would have the option to, or he already has had them calling saying, Drake, you have such a large following. You get X amount of streams already. So let us cut a deal where we can exclusively put your music on Apple Music, or where we can put your music, we can distribute it through Apple Music, but we also give you more streams than a normal artist would get. You feel me? Right now, the only option that an independent artist starting out has is to go to one of these third-party distributors. The only option that an independent artist has is to go to one of these third-party distributors and do what you got to do. You know what I mean? So that means you're gonna have to end up taking a smaller piece of the pie for a minute. You know what I mean? Which sounds bad, but think about it like this. If your core fan base is on Apple Music right now, can you really afford to be pushing music out your trunk primarily? You know what I mean? See, that's what I was talking about. Exactly. You feel me? It sucks in the beginning because, like I said, it's a third party. It's a third party distributor, so they cannot command as much money as Universal can for the artist. They can't demand or command as much as $2 per stream or $1 per stream. So, you know what I mean? You got to start off somewhere. You got to start somewhere. And if you got the opportunity to put your music where mainstream artist music is, then you do that for now. But the difference, what determines whether it was worth it or not is if you build your audience to the point where one day you can command that kind of deal too. You know what I mean? But if you're gonna put your music on Apple Music and not promote it and not continuously daily run advertisements on it, get more streams to it, and get more people to listen to your music, it really doesn't matter, man. You know what I mean? It really doesn't matter if you put your music up or not. It's the same as not having it anywhere if you're not gonna promote it. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about on your personal page either, because that gets old, and those people don't come back and listen most of the time. They only take 10 cents on a dollar. You mean on United Masters? Okay, word. That's dope. That's dope. But you know, when you talk about the payouts, think about it like this. Here's why it's not dope though. When you talk about the payouts, I'm pretty sure you know by now Apple Music only gives you half pennies, so to speak, 0.0006 cents or something like that. That's what they give you for every stream. So before you can even really see any big money, you have to get a certain amount of streams. And you telling me what they're telling you is after you bust your behind to get all of those streams in order to get $10, now you got to pay them or to get $1. Now you got to pay them 10 cents out of that. You know what I mean? Let's pull up the streaming calculator right quick. I want to pull that up right quick. Let's see what the numbers on that are. You know what I mean? That's what I love about numbers. You can always see the deception in everything if you just pay attention to the numbers. You know what I mean? You can see the deception in everything if you just pay attention to the numbers. Apple Music payout. Let's see. Apple Music pays you 0.00735 cents. You feel me? That's a little over half a penny. But still, for that amount, let's see. If you were to take that amount, how much music do you have to sell in order to make $1? So that's 136 streams, right? That's 136 streams. Mind you, an artist like Drake from this, he probably will be seeing like 99 cents to $1.25 per stream because it's actually in their best interest to have him on that platform, right? I'm not sure that it may be the same, but I'm only assuming that it gets better as you go up. You know what they say? As above, so below. As below, so above. You know what I mean? So if we apply that metric or we apply that principle, it gets better as you go up, and it gets worse as you are lower. You know what I'm saying? Not to discourage you guys, but I'm just trying to break it down to you, right? 136 streams, and you get $1. You know what I mean? And that's $1 that you slaved and bust your behind for. You shared it so many times, tagged so many people, even spent money on a video and all of that, right? Boom. That video may get you up to like 300 streams. You know what I mean? It may get you up to like 200 views, 300 views and 500 views. Out of that 500 views, maybe like 10 people to 50 people are streaming. You know what I mean? Because views and streams are two different things if you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Views and streams are two different things. So out of that five, I done made 59 so far. Okay, word. Well, you on to something, bro. You on to something. You know what I mean? That 59 could turn into 100. And that 100 could turn into 200, 200 to 400. You know how it go. So whatever you doing now, you need to figure out what's working and what's not. Because there's a way that $59 worth of streams got there, and there's a way to get more. So you got to ask yourself, what's stopping you? What's stopping you from getting that to 100? You know what I mean? Oh yeah. What's stopping you from getting that to 100 a month? What's stopping you from getting that to 1,000 a month? But let's build it up slow. You know what I mean? You at 50 now. What's stopping you from getting to 100? Once you figure that out, and once you figure out what's stopping you, then you can figure out what'll help you get there. You feel me? We don't want to add, or we don't want to always do addition. We got to remove some of the things that are holding us back. You know? What you recommend to gain income? Here's the biggest thing, right? Here's the biggest thing. Most restaurants, right as soon as they pull out that $200,000 or that $100,000 loan to open their restaurant, they might be losing money for a few years. You feel me? Or they just might be breaking even. So that's why I said grow yourself and find yourself a steady flow of income from another source, because you're not finna make a decent income as an artist coming out the gate. You're not about to do it. You feel me? You're not about to come out the gate making $100 grand per month. I mean, per month, per year with your music. You feel me? You're not about to do that because your brand is weak. Nobody knows who you are, and they're expecting so much of you. You feel me? Artists got it confused. They got it turned around the other way. Artists are expecting so much out of people before they even establish themselves, when in reality, people are expecting so much from you before they actually start spending with you. You feel me? So say me, for instance, when I first started selling beats, it was kind of different though. I can't really say that about myself because, you know, the market wasn't that big back then. So you could get on SoundClick. If you had hot beats, you were making all kinds of money on SoundClick. You feel me? But let's say for an artist or a producer who's just starting out, nobody knows who you are. Nobody even knows if this formula is going to work. Nobody knows what you can contribute or what you have to offer. So you're not going to be making a lot of money selling beats off rip if you haven't been building your brand or your relationships. You feel me? So it's best for you to find a method of income, of gaining income. And it's best for you to focus on building your brand with your advertisements or your promotions. Because let's see, I could tell you to sell merchandise, but you know, people ain't really gonna buy it like that if they don't know who you are. You feel me? Because that's a dope income. That's a dope income from an artist. You could sell merchandise, but you feel me? Who gonna buy merchandise if they don't know who you are? You might get a few, but you're not gonna make a living off of that off rip because nobody knows your brand. You feel me? Or I could tell you stream, but we just went over why streaming ain't gonna get you rich. It's just gonna put you in a place where your fans can get to know you. You know what I mean? What else is there? Public appearance, but you already know what time it is with that, man. Nobody gonna pay you to come to the party if you don't have a brand. So you see a lot of this stuff is primarily reliant upon how strong your brand is. If your brand ain't strong, then ain't no need for you to talk about making any kind of money with your music. You feel me? If your brand is not strong, you need to talk about how you gonna put more money in the right places so you can build that brand, so you can be that person that you think you are, so you can put your music in front of people's faces every day. You feel me? Only then, and only once your audience is large enough and your fan base is solid, can you talk about making some real money with your music. Feel me? So as of right now, if you're not making a decent amount of money monthly with your music, it only means that your brand ain't strong enough, man. You know what I mean? It only means that your brand ain't strong enough. And that's cool because we all start from the bottom. We all start from square one. But, you know, when you see an artist or when you see anybody find some kind of substance in what they're doing and they're doing it full time, it means that somewhere down the line, they had to consistently put in before they can get out. But it doesn't just start. You don't just start with equality. You know what I mean? You don't come in the music industry saying, boom, I need to learn how to make money. You know what I mean? It ain't even about making money sometimes because you can know all the ways to make money with your music. But if you don't have a brand with that, or a strong brand, then you're not gonna make any money because people spend with who they know, or they spend with what they know. You know what I mean? They spend with what they know. So that's I mean, I'm saying, what's the best way for getting more exposure? Well, the best way, you know what I mean? You already know what I'm thinking. Like, I love advertisements. You feel me? McDonald's does it all day. They don't have people going to your doorstep or trying to get you to beg you to come to their website, to their stores or establishments, or trying to punch you in the direction of the drive-through. They don't do the organic. They advertise all day. Radio, television, especially YouTube ads, all of that. McDonald's is advertising to your behind. You feel me? So as a music artist, we can learn a lot from that. If it takes for McDonald's to put their message in front of our face every day, if it takes that from them, then we can only assume that it would take the same thing from us in order to build a strong brand. We're not trying to do $1 million campaign. You feel me? But what's $1,000 campaign wouldn't hurt. You know what I mean? So establishing the means to do like smaller campaigns, a $20 campaign, that's really not gonna get you anywhere. You know what I mean? But $1,000 campaign on our music, that's not a bad idea. You feel me? Heck, a 10 grand campaign, that's even better. And that's more obtainable. I don't think there's anybody in here, anybody watching this recording, I don't think there's anybody amongst us who can't make 10 grand. You know what I mean? I don't think that's the case. It's all about disciplining yourself so you ain't spending all your money on things you don't need or temporary fixes. You know what I mean? Or whatever flex material, that's what I'll call it. It's all about saving your money until you're ready to really ball out on your career. You feel me? Why is it so hard to get people to listen to your music? You want me to tell you why, bro? Because most people are only looking in one area trying to get everything they need. You know what I mean? Most people know that it's tough to get an audience established in a local area. Most people know that. And beyond that, they only try to do it organically. You don't want to spend money on advertisements, or you'll start spending money on it, but you stop because it ain't working fast enough. But what you were doing before didn't work fast enough. So you just at a loss because you don't want to do the right thing and spend the money. But then you only focus on your local area. And we know how local artists and local areas treat musicians. You feel me? They not going to support you because they want to see you do good, but not better than them. So even the person or the people who have the ability to share your music so that it may get further than just local, they not going to share it. They not going to like it. They're not going to do nothing but look at it and wish it with them, or figure out how they can get a one-up on you. You know what I mean? So one of the hardest reasons why is because we so stuck in a box that we put ourselves in, and we don't want to branch out. We don't want to do advertisements to reach places that we can't go on foot right now. You feel me? If you think about it, like I said, right now is the best time to be promoting. You know what I mean? Because everybody in the house, you can't get out there and push your music on the streets. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be doing that. Or you can't get out there and go to another town right now, another city, and try to promote. You can't do no shows and no showcases or nothing. So the only thing you have is advertisements. You feel me? So you can't get so caught up with trying to please everybody in your area because they want the same thing you want. They want that top spot. And the minute they feel like you getting the one up on them, that's when they pull back. That's when they pull back their support efforts. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you all knew that one person or those group of people that all were individual. They were all individual. And as long as y'all was in the mud together at the bottom, it was all, yeah, bro, let's do songs. Let's do this and that. You know what I mean? I got a hook for you and you get a hook for me, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as they saw you moving different and starting to get somewhere, you know what I mean? Back up a little bit. They back up a little bit and they still not doing nothing. They still not doing nothing. And now, if you were to apply your marketing methods or what you're learning here, they definitely not going to like your post. You know what I mean? They definitely not going to like it. Even more so, they're going to be in your inbox asking you how you did it. when y'all had equal opportunity to learn together. You feel me? I mean, that's if you was inviting in the live chat. You know what I mean? I feel some kind of way if it was you that wasn't inviting them to live chat when you know what time it is. You feel me? So I don't know. That's another scenario, but we're just gonna assume that it's that they want to see you doing good, but never better than them. That's even for people who don't rap. That's what I don't understand, right? In a local area, you got people who do hair, you got people who cut hair, you got people who sell, I don't know, who sell KFC chicken. You feel me? You got people who sell like low quality meats, and you got people who build houses. You got people who too old to rap. I won't say too old to rap, but you know, who should be doing other things. And you got people who too young to know what they want in life. You got some people who too old to not know. You feel me? Just being like realistic. You got people who don't know what they want yet, but you know what you want, and you getting closer, and they'll still not want you to make it. And they have nothing to do with music. They got nothing to do with music. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just a curse that comes with organic promotion, first and foremost. That's a curse that comes with organic promotion. And secondly, that's a curse that comes with trying to focus on what your local area gonna say about your music, because they don't care, bro. They don't care. Even if they do like it or comment on it. You feel me? They still wondering how they can get the one up on you. They still wondering how they can get more views than you if they were to try rapping or if they were to try putting their music out. You feel me? Why even deal with that? So they're not going to listen. They definitely not going to stream it. You feel me? They definitely not going to stream it. So it's best for you to just stop doing the street. Stop trying to beat the streets up with your music and start trying to do the McDonald method, man. You know what I mean? That's what I say. That's just how I look at it, though. You know? I guess all I'm trying to tell you guys, man, is, hey, man, time is waiting on nobody. Like, time ain't waiting on you to get it right, or time ain't waiting on you to make the right decisions, because time is going to be time. Giving guitar lessons. I'm afraid not. I need them, man. I need them. You know what I mean? I know a certain amount. I know a certain extent, but I don't know enough to be telling nobody, teaching nobody, man, because then we both looking amateurish. You know what I mean? At this point, the amount that I can play right now, if you were to do diligently focus on or practice guitar, you would be past me in about a month. You know what I mean? Feel me? The only reason that I know what I do know is because I'm a like borderline idiot, man. You know what I mean? Like, it just came to me quick, so to speak. But you know what I mean? Like that, I don't know. That's always been my thing. I can learn stuff very quickly. But as far as guitar goes, it's not something that I put my time into enough to actually manifest mastery. You know what I'm saying? Mac Boney, appreciate it, man. Much love, yo. Much love. Man, much love to everybody who comes through to these live chats, man. You know what I mean? Hey, congratulations, bro. Like, what you gonna love it though. You definitely gonna love it. That guitar is gonna grow on you. It's like my favorite instrument. You know what I mean? It's my favorite instrument. Cats tell me I should stop with the guitars and the beats, man. I can't do it. Can't do it. It just sounds so good, man. You know what I mean? But I appreciate all of you guys, man. I appreciate everybody that comes through the live chats. And I hope so very graciously that one day somebody utilizes this information to actually build a successful career. You know what I mean? Because as a producer, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to be famous. I don't want major placements. I don't want none of that. You feel me? As easy, ain't nothing like them keyboard. I love keyboard too. I know how to play the keyboard kind of like sufficiently, I guess you could say. But you know, that guitar, man, the strings, I don't know what it is. But you know, as a producer, I can always say, boom, I'm gonna have a studio, I'm gonna have beats, and it's always gonna be new artists to come up. But you know what I mean? I don't want major placements, or I don't want none of that. Like, it's so easy to get, but that ain't it ain't really like that, man. Like, these contracts is trash, and And I don't know, you know what I mean? I just had enough of bad contracts being thrown in my face. So I would rather come back here and build with you guys and let you guys know how to avoid that kind of stuff, because you can really live your life and be successful in your music without having to go through contracts by major labels or managers, or, you know what I mean? There's so much stuff out here. So if you go that route, I would at least rather you be prepared. Like I said, grow yourself. That's all we doing here. That's all we've been doing is growing ourselves. You know what I mean? And once you get to the point where the opportunity knocks, at least you can choose whether you want to answer or not. Some people answer because they feel like they don't have another choice. You know what I mean? It's always a choice, man. And you don't want to end up getting yourself in a bad contract, or you don't want to end up not getting to the point where you can even get a contract because you don't know how to build yourself past the first level. You know what I mean? Some people hoping for managers, or some people hoping for labels to come along and help them, but you're not even at a point where a label would say it's worth it. They're not just signing people off of talent no more. You got to have a following, or you got to have a certain amount of engagement so they can make the money out of it. You feel me? That just goes to show what a label is capable of doing. You feel me? They can grow your audience, but if you already have the audience, they know one thing for sure. They know how to make the money out of it. You know what I mean? The bass. I try to emulate a mean bass in my joints when I do it digitally, man. I've been told that my bass lines are like I don't want to say otherworldly, but you know, they jazzy. They real jazzy, man. Like not like 808 bass lines either. I'm talking about like those pick basses. You know what I mean? I love doing those. I love doing those. You know what I mean? Yeah, I be going in with the pick basses, man. No, man, but you know what I mean? It's all love, man. And as long as you guys keep sticking around, I'm gonna keep on spitting that real to you. You know what I mean? And we gonna find a way, because there is one. There are multiple ways, but we gonna find the best possible outcome. You know what I mean? Or get as close to the best that we can. You know what I mean? But with that being said, anybody else got any questions before we ride out? It didn't come with the cards. Like, you know, some guitars come with the cards where you can slide it up under the strings and it'll show you where to put your fingers. And you just move the cards and you learn those notes. You know what I mean? Joel, what's good with you, man? Long time no speak, man. Long time no speak, bro. Much love to you, bro. Much love to you, man. It's always a pleasure, bro. It's always a pleasure. I think I actually texted you not too long ago, bro, like maybe last year. That's kind of long ago now, but referring to what you spoke to me about when you reached out, I text you back. I'm not sure if you got a number change or whatnot, but always much love, man. You know what I mean? Always much love, bro. You gotta pay your homages out here, man. Like for the people who've been around and the people who've been with you since like the very beginning. You gotta do that. You know what I mean? You gotta do that. Make a Facebook group for us, bro. Yeah, you know what? I got one, man. I got one. I gotta make another one because here's what happened. People just started sharing their music links in it, and it just kind of got like all congested with BS, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, I gotta do that. I gotta do that because you know what? It needs to be bigger than just me talking to you guys. You guys need to be able to talk to each other too. I want to keep it strictly music career. I don't want anybody sharing too much of their links. I don't really want any link sharing because then it becomes what everybody else is doing. Everybody just sharing links and ain't nobody got no real connection. So, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on a group, you know what I mean? The live chat group, whatever we're going to call it. And, you know, that's going to be a place where you guys can really build with each other individually without you know what I mean? It can be Sunday, of course, but that'll help us build a community for real. You feel me? I always call it the live chat community, but we got to have the community doesn't really speak whenever I'm not there. I need you guys building and talking even when I'm not here. So I'm gonna work on that tonight, as a matter of fact. You know what I mean? I'm gonna work on that tonight. Feel me? Just don't have me build a group and nobody don't use it. You know what I mean? No, man, like any issues you guys have, you know what I mean? It's emotional support too. It's emotional support too. We just got to make sure that we agree to confidentiality and nobody running and telling nothing, nobody who ain't a part of the group. You know what I mean? We gotta make sure we do that. We gotta make sure we do that. Instagram, we about to go offline, but you know, if you on Facebook, make sure you look forward to that group, man. You know what I mean? We need to do that, establish this community, and you know what I mean, really start building as artists. I think that'll help everybody with motivation and a lot. You know what I mean? I think that'll help everybody with that motivation and being able to feel where everybody else is coming from individually. You feel me? Because you guys are individuals. Much love to Instagram. You know what I mean? See you guys next Sunday. You feel me? Like, yeah, it's like that. It's really like that, man. Because when you think about it, a lot of what social media is algorithms. And if everybody is supportive of each other, then it ain't about just getting a like just because, but it's about the fact that getting more likes in a certain amount of time will give the algorithm more reason to show your stuff to more people. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, I'm going to work on that tonight. You know what I mean? I'm going to work on that tonight. You feel me? I'm going to definitely work on that tonight. But, you know, in the meantime, man, you know, go and enjoy your loved ones, man. And, you know, stay safe, man. Stay safe and stay mindful through all of this. Avoid all of the propaganda because that's what gets people scared. And that's what make people feel so boxed in or like things ain't going to get better because they always do. You know what I mean? And the review show, too. It's a lot that I have to incorporate into what we doing here, man. Like that, you know what I mean? It's a lot that'll help out what we doing. You feel me? I've been saying I want to do it on Fridays, but you know, we'll have to figure that out because Fridays is like one of my busiest days, studio wise. You know, I'm gonna look at my spreadsheets and whatever I have to look at. I'm gonna look at my spreadsheets and everything and see what the best day is, like where there's the least amount of traffic, and we can try to get that jumping too. You know what I mean? Like eventually, we're gonna have so many things that we can do or that we're doing that. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be a well-supported community. But we can start with that. We can start with that page or that group. You know what I mean? So we can actually share our thoughts and our views on things. Yeah, that's on the agenda for the day, man. For the night, that's on the agenda. You know what I mean? But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and ride up out of here, man. I love you guys, man, and I love the fact that you guys have stuck around and you are very into what's going on, and I see it in you. You know what I mean? I see it in you guys. Through your music, but also through your ability to pay attention. You know what I mean? Because, you know, that's all it really is. You just got to be able to read between the lines and see through the deception. Once you see through all of that stuff, you know what your goals are, and you know how to manifest what it is in your head. No matter how crazy or vast it may seem, it's possible. You know what I mean? We just got to start applying the right principles. You know what I mean? But I can't say my normal closing if you're going anywhere tonight. I will hope that you're not. You know what I mean? There's a lot of curfews going on. So, you know, stay safe and stay wise. I guess we'll say that for the next week or so, next few weeks, however long this lasts. Stay safe and stay wise, man. But love you guys, man. Y'all take care, and I'll see y'all next Sunday. I'm going to definitely update everybody on that group situation, too. Much love, man. Much love, YouTube, man. Appreciate y'all.